think you should.
All right, good morning, guys. Looks like you guys can hear me on Discord and Zoom. I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning and ready to rock and roll. Some good stuff moving. Okay, so for the markets, we're getting a pretty good gap up here this morning. When we get a gap up like this, typically what happens is we get a bit of a choppy day. Kind of like the webinar that we did yesterday on market cycles. We had a nice cycle up here pre-market, so typically we'll get a little bit of a sell-off or we'll pop and just kind of be choppy for the rest of the day. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for the day, a little bit of a choppy day. We do have a trend line overhead on SPY up towards 356 that we are getting close to, which is going to be, pretty significant resistance to pay attention to. It's a ascending trend, which you guys know ascending trend lines are one of the toughest resistance levels to get across, and once it does, it's very, very difficult and takes a lot of volume to hold it above it. So I'm kind of expecting if we do get back up there and we start bumping that, we'll probably get a bit of a pullback off that level. But what I would prefer to see is a little bit of a reset out of the open. We're pretty well extended off the 5 on SPY as well as the Qs, so we need a little bit of a pull in order to reset. I don't think we're going to reset today. We'll probably, if we could get a little bit of a choppy kind of fade today on the market, then we might be able to reset tomorrow morning and then start to ramp up for the rest of the week tomorrow and on Friday. So kind of what I'm looking at. Qs, the Qs here did reclaim a significant here. We're holding above this ascending trend, and it's a big trend. It's a big resistance that we're crossing over here. So if we can hold above this on the Qs today, then we should continue pushing higher. We're showing a lot of strength, and even though we're extended off the 5, if we could get a bit of a choppy day on top of this resistance level, now support level, then tomorrow, Friday, we should see this continue to push. Okay. So a couple stocks to keep on watch, the stocks on our watch list. First up is Home. So Home, I'm looking for, when I was writing my notes, the stock was right up here. So I was looking for this 19 area. If you guys read the notes, I was saying if this crosses below this 19, then short it and fade it off back down to 17. Then we can start watching for the bottoming. At this point where we are now, I would look for a quick pull down to 17 out of the open. From there, we could start looking for a short covering bounce. I think this has got a lot more room to the downside today. This gap down is pretty significant. We're gonna get a bit of a short cover and pop out of the open, but it should sort of fade off from there. If not, it's just going to be choppy today. I don't really see this one getting bought up. I don't see this weakness getting bought up. This thing was really bought into leading into earnings. So I think we got more downside. So at this point, look for that pull to 17. Watch for bottoming. You can grab it long for a nice short cover bounce back up to 19 and then top it off and short it. If we do start to pop and we pop up towards 20, 21, watch for topping and short it. Okay. Next one is SCVL. This one was also bought into a bit here leading into earnings. It's not nearly as much as Home. So with this one, what I would like to see, sorry about that. What I would like to see is if we can break down below this, 3065, 3070 area. I would like to see a nice flush back down to 29, 28 and under. Then we could start watching for the bottoming and grab it long from there. I think from there, this one will get bought up. And otherwise, if we do hold this 3070, 3060 area, look for a push back up towards 33. You guys can grab it long. Take it for that quick pop right back up here to 33 and then top it off from there and short it. I think it'll just sort of fade off from there. Okay. Let's see. Peloton got a nice upgrade this morning with a 100. I forget what it was. 106 $105 price target upgrade from 57. So that's pretty good. That's a good upgrade. And you guys know Peloton has been, you know, it's caught people's interest. This has been a really hyped up stock, and you know, I think we could see some continuation. But the problem is with this one is it's an upgrade. It's gapping up because of an upgrade, and that's it. And you guys know how we like to play upgrades. We like to sell them off before we can go long, and if we don't, then they make great shorts. So at this point right here, what I would like to see is a pull out of the open, break this 90, get a quick flush back down to 88 here. Then we can watch. Then we can watch for the bottoming, and we can grab it long. Otherwise, if we get a pop up here to 94, 95, watch for the topping and short it. It's probably going to get a bit of a choppy fade back down to about 90 and under. And then from there, we could watch for the bottoming. We could watch for the curl and take it long. I don't think it'll really do too much after that, but look for that pop. If we get that pop, look for that choppy fade. Zillow, another stock gapping up on an upgrade. So this one, same thing. Gapping up because of an analyst upgrade. We like to pull them. So this one is up here pretty light on volume. So typically if a stock is gapping up here light on volume, to me, it's an indication that not a lot of people want it here. They don't want it at this price. So that means that we're probably going to get a bit of a pull. So if this starts showing any weakness out of the open, grab it short, slam it back down to 89 and under, and then we can watch for the bottoming and we can grab it long. And if this does start to pop out of the open, let it push up towards 93, 94, then top it off, and it'll make a great short from there. Okay. Crowd has earnings tonight. I think it's either tonight or it's tomorrow morning, but it's coming up. So we're getting that continuation from yesterday. We are breaking this little channel here out of this little pre-market channel here. So I would love to see a bit of a flush out of the open back down to 150. If we can get that flush out of the open back down here to 150 and under, I think that would be a good spot. Start watching the bottoming and grab it long. I think it'll get bought up from there. I think, sorry about that. I think crowd is going to continue to get bought up today leading into earnings. So I think this is pretty hyped up and everybody's expecting some pretty good earnings. So I think this will keep pushing. So look for that pull, 152 to 150 in that range. Watch for the bottoming. Grab it long. If we do start to pop out of the open, at this point, you guys can grab it long. Look for this little pre-market downtrend break right here. Get long for a quick pop up here, 160, 162. Then top it off. Let it pull back, flag out before we grab it long for the next. DocU, we are just continuing momentum from yesterday. We're just kind of in and out of these trends now. They're not too significant. Leave this one up. So this one, I'm kind of, you know, I would like to see a little bit more of a flush out of the open on this one than I would on crowd, because crowd has a catalyst coming up, which is going to continue to drive this one up. DocU, I don't think they've got earnings. Oh, they do on the 3rd. Okay, sorry about that. So DocU, yeah, they're buying it up leading into earnings. So I would also like to see this one flush a little bit out of the open, and then we can grab it long. Let's look on DocU down towards, one second here. Let's look for about 285. We're already kind of getting that right down here. And then from here, if we can hold here, we start to push, grab it long for that nice push up towards 300. If we break this 285, just let it flush, let it come back down here to 80, and then we can watch for the bottoming down there on it. And I think this one will also continue to get bought up leading into earnings. And Nvidia had multiple pretty nice upgrades this morning from a lot of analysts. So what I'd like to see is a pull right down here, 580 and under. You know, anywhere between 580, 575. Watch for the bottoming on it. Grab it long. I think this should get bought up. We should make a nice move on this one today. This is a pretty significant level. This trend line right here. If we can hold that, we should continue to push higher for the day. If we break back down below this trend right here, let it flush. Let it come back down 560. Then we can watch for the dip buy on it and grab it long. Otherwise, if we get a pop out of the open 500, 600, top it off, let it flag out, and pull back before we grab it long for the next leg. Okay, so those are our notes for this morning. A couple other things are swings, XL and X, looking good. Those, we're getting a little bit of a pop up here pre-market, but the pattern, the flag break that we got yesterday when we took the position, looking good. Looking for that nice continuation up to our 110, 150. Rocket, they have earnings tonight, I believe. I'm still holding those 35 calls, so I'll probably be scaling out the majority of it today just because of how hyped up this thing is leading into earnings. If there's anything less than blowout earnings, we could see quite a bit of a pull, a bit of a profit-taking pull on earnings if we don't get those blowout earnings on this one. So I'll probably be scaling out the majority of those calls today. And the last swing is Workhouse. Workhouse is looking beautiful this morning. We're holding this 20 area. So, up and up, heading up to our 23 target. Scaled out some yesterday before the close as we started ramping up here into 20. And now we're just looking for that next leg up towards 23. And we still got plenty of time on those September 18th calls. All right, guys. So